We are on.
Man, crazy. It's like when you got to clean your bed every day. You know, it's useless. It's useless.
Right,
you know, hey, perfect timing, Savage. What's up, bro?
I mean, excellent timing. Excellent. Man. So we're on the topic of how trash the Big Ten is. Like, what's equivalent to the Big Ten? And so I called it putting raisins in your potato salad. That's what I call it.
Putting raisins in your potato salad. Okay.
Yes. Or you shouldn't do it. Like it's nasty. It's frowned upon.
Speaking of raisins and potato salad, that's what this pregame is going to be about. Random food pairings.
Well, we saw one on the internet with that cheese and that vanilla wafers.
About to show
How have y'all not ever had?
How ghetto is that?
Look at this.
Trash. First of all, cheese. The cheese ain't even melted.
Oh man, exactly.
It's not supposed to be melted. It's not supposed to be
you want to know what happened? What they turned off a piece of cheese and put it on with the vanilla wafer and just like come on, man.
Be melted.
What they make it hard when you have college freshman, when you have nothing else to eat as a college freshman, this is what this meal is.
Or somebody went to a ghetto tail McDonald's and thought they was getting the burger and they just put vanilla wafers on there as buns.
But they're making a sandwich.
Yeah.
I'm gonna make me a vanilla wafer sandwich. What you want on the cheese?
Now you see
but
cheese.
This is ghetto. I'm sorry.
Cheese.
This is Memphis.
It's country. My dad does it. I do. I don't do it. I don't do it anymore, but I've done it before.
How it tastes?
Right.
Like wafers and cheese. It's good.
Come on.
And I love wafers. And I love cheese. Not together.
Yeah. First and foremost, like I'm surprised this person's even eating the vanilla wafers. I know just in my household, if there's vanilla wafers in there, you don't touch them because you know a banana pudding is coming.
Exactly.
You don't touch them at all because you know somebody finna make a banana pudding. So the fact that this person was just eating vanilla wafers just right out of the get-go with cheese at that.
Have any of y'all tried it? That's my question.
No, I'm not going to try it.
We want
to. Do we want to jump off a bridge? If you jump off a bridge,
I mean, jumping off a bridge, cheese and wafers, two different things.
It's about the same.
Well,
it's about the same.
I also saw something else. I think it was an article from Drake. Drake or Justin Timberlake. Somebody had, like you said, raisins and potato salad. Someone ate raisins in their mac and cheese.
Why would you do that?
What in the car you feel is that?
They both quote unquote from Memphis, so
it was Drake.
He said, "What in the car you feel is that?" I'm tripping.
I just wanted to see a picture of the actual
right.
We never got.
I don't.
Like all we got was like the menu basically the portion, and it was showing what's all in the mac and cheese. And clear as day, you see raisins, and you like raisins, mac and cheese. Like
that sounds what?
Exactly.
Like I was hungry before I got on this podcast because I'm hungry, but now I'm no longer hungry at this point. Like,
well, how we always talking about food?
Because we're the fair.
We're grown men.
You say it all the time.
We're grown men who, at all points of our lives, been broke college students. So
broke out college students.
Yeah, right. Look,
yep.
I'm still broke. If anything,
hey, I was blessed enough to be on campus. I was going to the little meal thing in the Tiger Den.
I was blessed enough
to have a car. I mean, you gotta do what you gotta do, bro.
Fresh food,
yeah.
Fresh
food. You gotta do what you gotta do, bro.
Boy, that just sucks.
You gotta do what you gotta do. You gotta do what you gotta do.
You did though. Hey. It's like Skyler said with Sheedy and the Rotel stuff, man. Everything can go together. Although they Rotel on fries did sound good.
Oh yeah.
Although smoked Rotel sounds good.
Oh, they did. I'm gonna have to try that.
You said smoked Rotel?
Smoked Rotel?
How do you smoke Rotel?
You put it on the grill.
Right.
Put it in aluminum pan.
I heard of smoke and Rotel, but not smoked Rotel.
You gotta hit up Anthony. You gotta hit up Anthony Sane, man. You always talk about it.
Yeah, it's gonna have to be on
Hey, two, just hit up your boy Sane. He's the one always talking about it.
Smoke Rotel. I have never heard.
You done for the rest of the episode, brother.
I love you, Skyler.
Because I didn't hear who said it, but I looked up. I was like, I know it had to have been Took that said. So
What did he say? I ain't hear. What did he say?
I heard.
I said I heard of Smoke and Rotel. I ain't heard of Smoke.
Right. Oh boy, there's some black stuff, bro.
Right.
Black people. I can't wait till we all get to heaven and talk about all the black things, the black rituals that we've come across with.
I'm telling you, the angels ain't gonna believe it, bro. The angels ain't gonna believe it.
Exactly. Tell them you gotta speak on that you're going to heaven. I can't wait till we talk about that.
Yes, sir. All right.
We have barbecue grills going in. Okay, let me stop. Okay.
Hey, what's
Go
up,
Bears.
Go
Bears.
Hey, salute to the Bears, man.
Shout out to the Bears, man.
You said y'all was gonna be this, and y'all did. Y'all looking real good. Y'all looking real good.
Oh,
I ain't a hater.
Everything's gonna go well. Everything's gonna go well for them, and then they're gonna lose to the Eagles in the first round of the playoffs. I'm telling you,
Green.
Check the name.
I'm telling you, that's what's going on.
You need to be like going. You might need to go put down some numbers for you. You laughing?
Look, sports betting is now legalized in Tennessee. You might want to put some moves.
Look, I just told her, hey, when I go to Vegas,
I'm about to practice some extra money.
I need them.
All of us.
Trevor, with your luck, your student loan should be paid off by now.
Oh man.
Y'all want to feel old? Y'all want to feel old before we get started? Since we're talking about U of M. So I'm on Facebook, right? And like my shared picture from 6 years ago was us at homecoming. 6 years ago, bro. 6 years ago, bro. 6 years ago, man.
Jeez. I remember parties used to happen in the Pipkin building.
Bro, it's supposed to be at homecoming right now.
It's supposed to be a homecoming.
It's a homecoming season right now.
Hey, next year gonna be lit though. I already know it.
There's gonna be grown people everywhere.
Man.
All right, y'all ready to get this thing started?
Let's get it.
Let's go.
Yeah. Let's be real. 111.
Let's get it, man.
Yep.
Tomorrow's date.
5:25.
Like, what if that would have timed out perfect if we recorded tomorrow?
We should record tomorrow.
All right, see y'all tomorrow.
That would have been crazy.
Go ahead and do
Good luck, man.
Yep. Oh well, let's get started with this Memphis Tigers. So in less than an hour, we will be playing. Well, first off, we beat Temple last week. Ugly first half, came back and finished them off. So now we play number 7, Cincinnati, in less than an hour at Cincinnati with no fans. So it don't really matter that much. But they're number 7. I got one top defenses. We beat them back-to-back weeks last year to go to the Cotton Bowl.
Mm-hmm.
What you got? Y'all spit. To go first. Followed by Trevor Scala and then Savage.
You know, it's 2020, fellas. You know, we had an opportunity to go against who was it that was ranked. You know what I'm saying? We had an opportunity to be ranked, and we were ranked, and we came out of that ranking. And now we go against a top 10 team. Granted, they have a great defense, but it's 2020. I'm going all in with my Tigers, man. I don't know how, but just like UCF, we're going to pull it out, and we're going to be back in the ranked spots like we supposed to be. So give me Memphis. I'm going to start us strong. Give me Memphis. Brady White been hot, so give me Memphis 27-24 by a field goal.
Low scoring.
Low scoring?
It's going to be low scoring. Scoring.
Cincinnati don't score like that.
Yeah, Cincinnati don't score like that. And like their defense is really good. So Brady White gonna have to come with it. But we do have a good, like I said, good rushing defense, like I know y'all gonna talk about. So
yeah. Okay. Since we briefly mentioned sports betting being legal in Tennessee, Cincinnati is favored by a touchdown. That's the spread right now for this game. But stranger things have happened in 2020. strange things happen in the AAC. Even stranger things have been happening in 2020. Cincinnati has not allowed more than 20 points thus far this season. And of course, I do believe that changes today. Of course, they did lose the last two against Memphis, back-to-back games, which put Memphis in the Cotton Bowl. So, of course, it's going to be Cincinnati's definitely going to be riled up because of that. But I'm rolling with the Tigers, man, and I'm actually going to go with the score 31-27 Tigers.
And that was Sheedy who said that too.
Okay.
Yep.
As Took mentioned not too long ago, why not? I have no idea how Memphis is going to win this game, but we all said that 2 weeks ago, and so I actually want to repeat my same thing. Hopefully that same result happens. I have no idea how Memphis is going to win this game. Cincinnati is, of course, favored by 7, like Trevor said, but I think Cincinnati is the better team. But I'm just going to cross my fingers. I hope that Memphis defensive backs do not stress me out on a weekly basis or this week as much as they do. So I'm going with that. And Brady White has been hot. And I think as of last week or 2 weeks ago, as Trevor said, I'm done talking about the inconsistent Brady White. I mean, because he has been us out several times before. So give me Memphis 33, Cincinnati 29.
Unlike Skylar, I actually think that Memphis is the better team. Honestly, I think that one loss they did have, it came after not playing ball for like a month, and even then, even playing terrible, Memphis almost won that game in the first place. And so, really, in my eyes, this matchup should be a matchup of undefeated teams. Granted, Cincinnati does have a way better defense. I'm not scared of Cincinnati on offense though, and I feel like Memphis, I've said it before, I'm keep saying the hashtag weapon U. Memphis finds a way to score. Looking at their points this year, 37, 30, 50, 41, not 30, 27, 37, 27, 50, and 41. I mean, Ryan Silverfield know how to put up points. It's just a matter of Brady White taking care of the ball, and he did do that last week. I think this team is coming in motivated, and with them having won 2 games against Cincinnati back-to-back last year, they know they're better than Cincinnati, but at the same time, with it being an away game, I feel like there's that sense of awareness of like, okay, we got to play our best game today. So give me Memphis 37-27.
Oh,
I love it.
Hey, man, Hoodie Savage, man. Hoodie Savage.
Let me check. Sheedy. All right. As for me, I agree with Savage. I do think Memphis is the better team. Really, I haven't really seen Cincinnati. I mean, I've seen them play, but
they haven't played anybody.
Yeah, they beat SMU. They beat them down, as a matter of fact. And we would have beat SMU if Kobe don't have it, to be honest. But similar to last year, we lost the game to Tulsa. We didn't do some more games the rest of the year. This year, we lost to SMU. So ain't no reason to believe that we're gonna lose again, in my opinion. Plus, also Cincinnati, I've noticed that they've had not necessarily quarterback issues, but he's not really good.
And it's 7 touchdowns, 4 picks.
Yeah, he's not. They make their marker running. They're like an NFL type of team that run and play defense. So Memphis kryptonite or Memphis weak point is secondary.
Yep.
If they ain't gonna take advantage of that, then I'm not as scared of them. It'll be a good game. It'll be similar to the last 2 times we played them. We beat them back-to-back weeks. So let's go ahead and smack them again in Cincinnati.
Maybe Memphis' best win, right? Because isn't Cincinnati ranked in the top 10?
7.
Yeah,
7. Yeah.
7.
Yep, number 7.
Yeah, so this will be
Get on.
yeah, so that's a really good win for Memphis. If we
This will almost guarantee them in the AAC championship.
Who's this with the negativity?
This
Sheedy?
Sheedy 35-31, Cincinnati.
He wants to
rep for his Ohio. You let him be great.
Right.
Let him be different. Let him be different.
He want click. You see, he want click the link to show his name.
Put a name on that, Sheedy. Rashad Riley. Put a name on
Anonymous one.
Right. look, those the spam accounts that be in your mentions. You like,
no avatar, like 5
Exactly.
followers. Like, boy, we don't go somewhere. I got told to set up by one of those.
Following 300 people. Only got 2 followers.
Y'all are hilarious.
All right, man. Quick updates, Savage.
Yeah, so if you guys didn't hear, y'all boy Des Bryant, former Cowboy, was picked up by the Baltimore Ravens after 2 years out of the NFL. But yeah, Des Bryant is now on the Baltimore Ravens practice squad. There was actually reports out yesterday and earlier today that Des Bryant was playing the role of Chase Claypool in practice in preparation for the Pittsburgh Steelers. So what are you guys' thoughts on Des Bryant being on the Baltimore Ravens, and will he see the field at some point? Sky, go first. Skylar, Trevor.
I think the move is irrelevant. It's irrelevant because they have receivers. You see what I'm saying? They have receivers, and that's not to say like I don't like I'm not familiar with this talent, but I just think that they have receivers already, and their offense is not built for receivers or always getting the receiver the ball. Mm-hmm. In my opinion, it's irrelevant. Will he see the field? I think so. I think he will, but Lamar Jackson hasn't played well, and I'm going to get into that later when we do the game. But Lamar Jackson hasn't played well, and so maybe that gives him another receiver, something like that. Maybe they can match him up with a corner slot or something like that. But to me, it's irrelevant.
Pretty much what my brother said, man. Lamar Jackson hasn't played well. Really don't see how this moves the needle forward for Baltimore. I mean, they already have a decent receiving core, but of course, this team is built to run the ball, starting with Lamar Jackson. So it'll be interesting to see how they use him. I think they're going to bring him back for Dallas because Baltimore can be like that. But as far as what it does for them overall, I don't see that it moves the needle much more.
I honestly will have to disagree. I think when you talk about somebody that's Des Bryant, and even if he come back, at least 80% of what he was, he does add some kind of depth to the offense. Like if you look at the Ravens receivers, like most of them are really, really short. So I think if you add Des Bryant out there along with their tight end, you can open the offense up more because Lamar, he hasn't been really playing well this season. But, it may be on the receiver side. I really hadn't watched the Ravens game yet, so I'll be definitely watching this one. But from what I'm seeing statistically, he's not really, doing his thing passing-wise. And it may be the receivers. It may be him. So I think if you do add a target like Des Bryant out there, it makes that offense better because the defense is going to be there regardless. So I think if you can power up that offense just a little bit more, I think you're better.
I hope Dez is good, except when they play us, of course. I hope he's on the field. I like Dez, but like Skylar and Trevor mentioned, I don't really. It doesn't move. It doesn't to me like last week when we spoke about Le'Veon Bell. Like the talent, yeah, I ain't gonna deny Dez is talent, but unlike Antonio Brown.
I think Sheedy made a good point. It's like you need somebody on that third down and that can catch the ball. You know what I'm saying? And I don't think the Ravens really have that just yet, especially if like the tight end is getting doubled and you can't really get the ball to him. You making Lamar run, so he's gonna do it regardless. But if you do have a bigger receiver, I think it will make a difference.
Yeah, it helps, but Dez hasn't played, and like I said, unlike Antonio Brown, this is Antonio Brown. I still believe he could be at the top of his game. Dez, they don't sign him to a practice squad.
I think this all coming from me. I picked them to win the Super Bowl too, so of course I want them to get better. And I think this move does make them better.
I just wish he would have went to. Sorry, go ahead, Sharky.
I think it helped. It's like when I said Le'Veon joining the Chiefs, I don't think he raises anything. Like they need another receiver, but when boiled down to it, Lamar Jackson needs to learn to pass from the pocket when teams stop him from running.
That's why I'm really ready to see this game. Like Steelers defense, me.
So I'll chime in real quick and we move on. I was surprised that Dez is younger than AB. I think I learned that a couple weeks ago. Somebody told me that on the podcast, but he's 31, he's 32, coming up soon. I can't see I can't see how Dez would not be on the team just based on his physical gifts. Like the man, I mean, if y'all seen him working out in videos in the past, like dude out there shirtless, and he looks like how T.O. used to look when he's like working out. You know what I'm saying? So if Larry Fitzgerald is still getting paid, if Julian Edelman's still getting paid, there is no reason why Dez Bryant should not be in the slot for somebody. You know what I'm saying? The man can still run routes. The man's physical. He can catch the ball. So I think he will be on the field at some point this season. And I think what's going to end up happening is that he's going to leverage his way into being on somebody's team for the next, like, maybe 2 years, you know, in some kind of role. Not a star receiver, obviously, but being a reliable, like she said, third down option, third and short, run those quick routes to get first down. So
I just wish he would have went to like a team that's going to push the ball down the field a little bit. I just like Green Bay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Green Bay, like
Green Bay.
I wish he would have gone to an offense like that, where it's more centered around like the quarterback getting the ball out and getting the ball down the field.
Oh, my boy down in New England needs somebody to throw the damn ball to.
All right, Skyler.
All righty, ladies and gentlemen. So the World Series did, of course, end. The Los Angeles Dodgers did defeat the Tampa Bay Rays 4-2 to grab their first World Series championship in 30 years, I think it was?
Yep. 85, 88.
88 in a very long time. So for those of us, I think most of us did at least kind of watch a couple of games. But most of us kind of understand baseball. So what did y'all think of the Dodgers championship? Also, let's not forget to mention that Kevin Cash did pull Mr. Kevin Snell in the 6th game he was rolling. He was 5 1/3 in, and he gave up 1 hit. And he pulled his ace, and from that point on, the Los Angeles Dodgers came back and won the game. So, thoughts on that as well?
I'll go first and knock it out. As far as the manager pulling the pitcher, it's the playoffs, man. Like if my pitcher is rolling, I would leave him the entire time. Like imagine if the Red Sox pulled Kurt Schilling bloody side game. You know what I'm saying? Like Kurt Schilling, he ain't it in the regular season, but the man is one of the best postseason pitchers of all time. And so for you to pull your pitcher out when he's dealing, like Scott said, only 1 hit at that point in the game, nearly 6 innings into the game, and you pull him, knowing good and well the Dodgers are the best team when it comes to scoring. Like if you look at their point differential, it's the Dodgers, and then like everybody else is below the Dodgers. So if I can have a pitcher that's holding them to like 1 or 2 runs at that point in the game, that's pretty good against the Dodgers. So this overall mismanagement by the Rays. And I would be surprised if that's like a move that gets him like on a hot seat some kind of way, because that's a crucial point in the matchup. Man. You can't do that. As far as the Dodgers, it took y'all long enough, right? I mean, it's been 3 out of 4 years they've been to the World Series, and they can't capitalize. So I'm happiest for Kershaw to finally have validation as an elite pitcher, one of the best of all time in the regular season, but now he has that coveted World Series ring, along with getting 2 wins in the postseason or in the World Series. So that's good for him. Shout out to the Dodgers. Shout out to them for holding down LA for Kobe, along with the Lakers.
Took my point.
I'll let you elaborate on that a little bit more, but shout out to the Dodgers. It was a great World Series. Just wish that the manager didn't pull the pitcher at that point in the game.
For sure.
And that's one of the things I actually love about watching the playoffs, because it's, as Skylar always alluded to, is chess moves over and over again as far as adjustments within one game or just throughout a series. So, one wrong move could eventually cost you everything. And we saw that in Game 6 when Snell was pulled in the 6th inning after only giving up just 1 hit throughout the whole stretch. But I'll keep it short. Congrats to the Dodgers. Like Savage, I'm happy finally for Clayton Kershaw, because he's been probably one of the best pitchers in the entire league for years. And what's eluded him is what he's done in the playoffs. So for him to not only finally get that World Series championship, but to have 2 wins in the World Series as well is great. Shout out to Mookie Betts, who was outstanding throughout the whole series. So MLB, that's somebody you probably want to try to focus in on as far as making the face of the league just going forward. But that's all I'm going to say on that.
So, the whole city of LA really just need to be thanking God for the existence of Kobe Bryant. because his spirit is forever gonna live on in our lives. And this whole 2020, you know what I'm saying, as far as sports, is really dedicated to somebody like him, you know, especially from basketball. We saw the Lakers win, you know, the Dodgers, you know, Magic Johnson you gotta light one up for Kobe, man. You know what I'm saying? Kobe out here still winning, you know what I'm saying, giving his spirit to the LA market. And like I said, you know, a couple weeks ago, the LA is gonna celebrate, you know, they finna turn up, conspiracy hat or not, you know what I'm saying. LA, you know, they deserve this, and it's gonna make times for when we go to LA even more turn, because they still gonna be turned. They're gonna celebrate this until it's, you know, the next season for either sport. So, you know, conspiracy hat or not, shout out to LA.
Yeah.
Yeah, about time. I feel Sarah sentiments about time.
About time, yeah.
Shout out to Clayton Kershaw, finally getting that monkey off his back. Shout out to Mookie Betts, who, like Trevor said, should be the face of the league now, but you know how it goes. Outside of that, the pitcher thing, they were up. They only had 1 point. They were up 1-0.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That had to be like the dumbest decision. One of the dumbest decisions I probably ever heard of.
You see if your pitcher can get out of that. You don't pull them at that point.
Like you said, Savage, the Dodgers like a high-scoring team. They only had to score, what, 2 or 3 to win the game? Are you serious? Like, one, y'all obviously score more, but 2, you don't take the pitcher out. Y'all on that. Y'all know.
Man, we this sport, sometimes coaches make the mistakes too. We've seen it all before.
Yeah, sometimes, all the time.
Facts.
And I think I want to explain this a little bit for people that may not be familiar with. I think if people are asking why did he pull him from the game, the Rays, one thing that even got them to the World Series is them being able to have good starting pitching, but they always take their pitchers out the third time they go through the lineup. Which, I mean, it worked for them in the regular season, but at the end of the day, this is the postseason, as Seven said. And at the end of I looked at it as if because he was the best player on the team, in my opinion. So imagine LeBron James is rolling in the fourth quarter. I mean, he's not missing, he's making baskets, he's assisting for everybody, and then the coach just pulls him. To me, that's what the equivalent of that was. I'm just like, what are you doing? He's the best player in your league, and he'd only given up 2 hits. And so for you to say, well, I don't want him to go through the roster. I don't want him to go through the lineup again for the third time. I was just like,
the equivalent of that is like when Miami Heat played like 7 dudes. They're like, nope, man, we ain't putting out nobody else.
You roll who got you there.
Or you know, when they face the Spurs and they took Tim Duncan out.
Yep. Yeah. And then what I found funny after the fact was because Mookie Betts was interviewed and the rest of the team, and they said in the interview, once we saw he got pulled, we were shocked, and then said they were high-fiving each other because you couldn't hit him. So then now you bring somebody else in who you basically got a runoff in the past 6 games. Come on now.
So when you switch a pitcher, you can't bring him back in?
Nope.
Oh, wow. That's how to know. But that lets you know how much I know about baseball. Yeah.
He basically pulled the Mike Budenholzer move. You treat the playoffs like you treat the regular season, which rotation.
It's a whole different ballgame.
Before we move on from this, also what happened out of that, Justin Turner for the Dodgers had. Why are they announcing COVID middle of the game that you're possibly in?
Hell of the month. Why would y'all do that?
That's gonna be on there.
That's definitely hell of the month.
Wait, what? They announced what?
So that was the big story.
Sorry.
This was the big story after the World Series, really more so than even win. Player for the Dodgers, Justin Turner, they announced he had tested positive for COVID in the 7th or 8th inning.
I think it was the 7th of the game.
They put him in the 7th.
Of the closeout game. And they pulled him out the game. But he also, after the game, he came back out to take and celebrate.
Like, dude, what are we doing? I'm assuming he didn't know. You know
No, they just
he knew. They pulled him out.
They just pulled him in front of everybody.
Y'all make sure y'all vote. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, vote
ain't got nothing to do with somebody talking about COVID. That's their own person. That's their own feelings about COVID. Obviously, the people in LA too turn to be wearing masks. It is what it is.
No mask.
Vote ain't got nothing to do with Kevin's
He took team picture without the mask. But yeah, speaking of COVID, before we move on, hopefully Trevor Lawrence gets better. We'll talk more about it next week. Yeah, he caught COVID this past week as well.
You know they're gonna try to rush him back.
Yeah, that's why we're gonna talk about it next week.
They're gonna try to rush him back. You already
see the aftermath of it.
It's reports saying he may come back next season too. So I'm happy we talking about that.
Yeah, let's be real.
I mean, shoot.
Just go and pull an Eli and just say I won't play for the Jets.
Right.
Don't skip that bad.
That too. I heard info say they think about coming back.
Yeah.
Now I can't say this. Matt Leinart actually did do that.
Mm-hmm.
But he messed up his draft stock when he did it.
Yeah, he went there.
He went for number one to like.
I mean, what happened? He heard me say he can be the greatest college quarterback of all time, so he want to make that statement come true.
Right, money talks.
Yeah,
right. It'll come. You know the money there.
You get hurt if you.
Facts. There you go.
All right, Trevor.
All right, so going over to the NBA, starting off in probably the funniest fashion possible earlier this week. As the fellow president of the Free Joel Embiid Club, the 76ers have officially hired Daryl Morey, yes, former GM of the Houston Rockets, yes, Mr. Morey Ball, Mr. Threes and layups only, Mr. No Big Man, signed a 5-year deal with the Sixers to become their president of basketball operations. I'll start with my fellow man, Took, and go to Sharky, Savage, and Scholar. Just what are your thoughts on this move, and how long until basically it all blows up in their face? So,
it's gonna blow up in their face because one, Daryl Morey destroyed the Houston Rockets, and he's about to do the same with the Philadelphia 76ers. The way that Daryl Morey is about to do is he's about to make Ben Simmons one of the best big men in the league. He's a point guard, ladies and gentlemen, but he will be playing center next season. Trust my words. Joel Embiid, free him. If you president, brother, I'm vice president. Free Joel Embiid right now. Because if you look at how he did the Houston Rockets, he literally traded their big man because I guess he saw Russ and James Harden able to get 10 rebounds a game. So why would you need a big man? Hey, if you all this fastball, all this 3-ball, all this mid-range, Ben Simmons ain't gonna shoot the ball anyway. So all he got to do is stay outside the paint and let everybody else hit. So it's gonna be another 5-ball. He's going to destroy the Philadelphia 76ers. And at the top of it, he got a black coach with him. I hate his Doc Rivers, but it is what it is. Daryl Morey should not be in the NBA, period, because now Philadelphia won't even have games in China. I guarantee you China won't be playing the Sixers game in there unless Daryl Morey apologizes or something. This is a terrible offer. Terrible hire. Terrible hire.
Yeah, I'm going to keep it brief. I don't necessarily think it's terrible, but it's a blah move. I don't know. I mean, Philadelphia is Philadelphia. They'd already screwed up the roster, so ain't much. He can't do much worse.
He can. Yeah, he can.
I mean, they already going downhill. Because he got to admit, and he got and to me, I think I kind of disagree with you on Daryl Morey in the sense that, I mean, what were the Rockets when he got there?
Exactly.
I forget, he was technically in a lot of people's eyes, Chris Paul injury away from it getting to the finals. He did well. He did a pretty good job putting the Rockets together. James Harden choked year after year.
That one season, and then he just decided, okay, we don't need this big man anymore.
Exactly.
We don't need these 3-and-D guys like Trevor Ariza and who couldn't hit a 3 to save his life in Game 7.
That's what I'm saying.
You didn't just make bad moves. You put Robert Covington at center.
Well, I'm not saying I'm not talking about this last year. I'm talking about just throughout his tenure in Houston.
And it all down to this. 2020 gonna show you the real you.
Like Sharky, it's not like a great hire because Philadelphia, they've been struggling for a very long time with understanding how to move basketball assets in a good way and then pay money, because I didn't agree with paying Ben and Joel Embiid that money because they cannot coexist. Ben Simmons needs to paint, and Joel Embiid he needs to paint as well, even though he's a perimeter. He can shoot threes from the perimeter. Like Sharky said, Daryl Morey, he he got the Rockets into an area where they were competitive, and by competitive I mean winning games in the regular season, and then not going too deep into the playoffs, but deep enough to, like I said, where you're competitive to some extent. So I don't like the pairing of him with Doc Rivers. I don't like Doc Rivers as a coach. I rather them just hire Daryl Morey than hire Doc Rivers, to be honest. But I think Daryl Morey will do okay. I feel like something that's coming with Embiid or Ben Simmons, whether that's like mid-season or after this upcoming season, because I think they're gonna want to see if it works for now. But I don't. He making a move. We know that Daryl Morey likes to make moves. I mean, the Chris Paul trade, the James Harden trade. It's a lot of different moves that could be made in Philadelphia. So I think it's going to be okay. There'll be a top 5, 6-ish team. But I don't see the pairing of Morey and Doc Rivers lasting too long.
Didn't think about it that way, Savage. My sentiments on that is I'm skeptical of the 5 years more than anything. I just felt like that was too long of a contract from somebody to. I kind of see everybody's point. I see where Trevor and Tuke are coming from. Then I also kind of see where Sharkey and Savage are coming from. So I'm just going to play the middleman and say I'm not necessarily okay with 5 years. I would give him 2 or 3. But I think at the end of the day, like he did well for the Rockets. I think one thing that he has to get credit for is putting a system around James Harden that worked. And I think what he did really essentially worked for James Harden. James Harden just didn't show up in the postseason. And then I think another bad mistake that he made was the Chris Paul signing. That Chris Paul signing was terrible. Like the extension is probably one of the worst of all time. And Chris Paul is great. Chris Paul is good, but he shouldn't have gotten the contract that he got. And I think they kind of messed up the last couple of years for the Rockets. But I think it's going to be okay move. I'm open to it. I'm just ready to see how it plays out, because I don't think we all now point see that like Ben Simmons and Joel Embiid do not work together. So which one do you get rid of? And then how in the hell you can come up with this Al Horford contract? Those will be my 2 things I'm looking for.
In 2 years, we'll be repeating the process.
Reprocess.
They're gonna hand the reins over to Ben Simmons.
Something will happen though. Like at some point, something's gonna happen.
You know that duo doesn't work. You know it doesn't work.
Yeah,
those gotta go.
I think it's Joel, but that's just it. Well, staying in the NBA and staying in the Eastern Conference, new head coach of the Brooklyn Nets, Steve Nash, continues to add to his coaching staff. Of course, if you don't remember, he added Amari Stoudemire as an assistant coach a couple of weeks ago. And just earlier this week, he is actually bringing in his former coach, Mike D'Antoni, along with Philly's assistant coach and former Spur, Ime Udoka, to join the staff. I'll just start in the same order. Go Tuke, Sharkey, Savage, and Skyler. What you guys think of the new moves that Brooklyn is making?
I love it because what we're going to see now is Kyrie Irving be more of a playmaker, which I know that Kyrie Irving is ready for that role instead of being the assassin that he is. It is a time and place and everything. And right now, what I'm seeing from the Nets is that they would definitely have a top 2, and they probably won't even be number 2 offense next season. Like, you're putting the ball more in Kyrie Irving's hands, but he's going to be making better decisions. You hire Amari Stoudemire, and like, tell me what pick and roll duo was better in the history in the NBA. You hire somebody like D'Antoni that's going to get you running up and down the court. You're going to have Kevin Durant playing point center. Like I just said about Ben Simmons, he may be playing that point center position, get the ball and roll. And I think that's when the D'Antoni system will come in handy. So you put all that together, and the Brooklyn Nets, they're going to be very exciting. They're going to be definitely one of the more exciting teams to watch, not just because of the players, but their style of play.
And not just one of the more exciting teams, but one of the best teams in the league and championship contender. Yeah. But I loved every move he made. It's interesting to see Amari Stoudemire was one of my favorite players at the time they played. So, yeah, I'm really interested to see the team, the style, the coaching fits. I love the Mike D'Antoni hire. I'm glad that he decided, to help out his former player, to help him. That 76 less offense, it was those two, and Amari Stoudemire. And, I mean, the only person they're missing now is Sean Marion.
Joe Johnson.
Well, he gonna be the shooting coach.
Quentin Richardson.
Get Speedy. Don't forget Speedy.
Man. Leandro Barbosa. Hey, I'm ready to see this team. They still have Karis LeVert. So, I can't wait. I just can't wait to see
that's going to be the Joe Johnson of the group. They're going to average a quiet 25 and nobody going to be paying attention to KD and Kyrie.
Now, the low-key part that I don't like about what just happened is I believe Jacques Vaughn should be a head coach somewhere. Yeah. And he was the top assistant. He's still an assistant on himself, but now with Mike D'Antoni coming in, he's not going to be top. I perceive him not to be the top assistant no more. I'm not sure how they're going to order it, but I'm sure he's not. And same thing, Ime Udoka. I think he could be a head coach somewhere. I've been hearing about him and coaching for a while.
Yeah, he was on the Spurs staff for most of his tenure when he got done playing, and then he spent last season with the Sixers.
So he got a superstar coaching staff.
Before you go, I think still before you go, Savage, I think Jack could still be the second coach. You know what I'm saying? I think D'Antoni came at this point is to help Steve Nash mentally and help the players mentally. But I think Jack Vaughn, as y'all said, deserves definitely to be a coach. But I think he'll still be second seat.
That's why I say I think he still might. But it's still because Mike D'Antoni might be more of a consultant. But I would perceive that Mike D'Antoni would be the go-to person for.
If I'm OKC, I'm on the phone with Jacques Vaughn
right now.
Exactly. It's the perfect time.
Okay. Good point.
From a basketball perspective, I just want to. Man.
That's your second team.
Yeah.
Can't get no scouting no more.
Technically, but now seriously though, like offensively, oh my God, this team is about to be crazy. To go from Russell Westbrook and James Harden on offense to Kyrie and Kevin Durant. The East already don't score like that anyway. So you telling me Brooklyn about to have like D'Antoni, we slander him a lot. This is one of the best offensive minds to ever be on the baseline. You know what I'm saying? So and another thing that's underrated about this that hasn't been brought up yet is KD and Kyrie will push back in a good way on D'Antoni's system because Harden gonna do what he want to do. Russ gonna do what he want to do. There's no sense of like Kyrie and KD mentioned, like collaborative effort. I think Steve Nash has enough clout to be respected as a head coach by KD and Kyrie. Before I was seeing it as kind of interesting, but now that I had time to process it and understand it, I think this is gonna be scary for the NBA. Like especially in the East, like Milwaukee, it's a wrap, dog. Everybody else, it's a wrap.
It's been a wrap.
It's a wrap out here, man. And then it kind of harkens me back to the Lakers when they hired their staff. When you bring in Jason Kidd, he didn't go to the bubble, but Lionel Hollins. There's a lot of like strong people that can bring their IQ to the game. Stoudemire, Jacques Vaughn still there, D'Antoni, Steve Nash. Like this team is going to be scary, man. I look forward to see what they do on offense, and I'm also looking forward to see how they shape this roster because I feel like the roster is not going to be set in stone by midseason. They're going to move some pieces around, whether that's like DeAndre Jordan or Jared Allen, because I feel like they're going to run small, like Tu said. Maybe not point center with KD. Well, maybe point center, but having like a big man paired along with him that can be decent. Maybe like a Trez Hero. I don't know.
Trez Hero. I get what you're saying. Yeah.
But yeah, it's going to be good though.
Yeah, for sure. I think I agree with everything that y'all said. I think when the first time when I saw that this coaching staff was being put together, I said, "God dang, I'm getting old." Right?
Right.
It's giving me like 07, 08, 09 vibes. Like I just felt so old. But I'm glad to see. I think another thing that I thought of too was just like how Penny Hardaway, he's putting his coaching staff together, like Deion Sanders and him putting his coaching staff together, just like all these people that work for one another, like they're coming back to like help each other out. So I'm definitely looking forward to this. But again, like to y'all, what y'all already said, like I think the offense for Brooklyn is going to be run really, really well. Definitely expect a lot of points to be put up from the team. Expect a lot of early baskets to be scored within 8 seconds of the shot clock and things like that. So it'll be good to see. I think the only thing that I'm worried about is I feel like there's going to be, as far as the coaching staff is concerned, and maybe Kyrie too, is there's going to be a lot of headstrong guys on this team / the coaching staff. So with, like y'all said, like Jacques Vaughn still being the top assistant, or what assistant will he be like? he could potentially be a head coach. Steve Nash is the head coach apparently. Jacques Vaughn could be the coach. And the Antonio stuff too. So like, I feel like I'm just interested to see. Like, I hope there's not a lot of headstrong people with this team and things people like start arguing and stuff like that. It's the only thing I'm concerned about.
Yeah. All right. Thank you guys for your time. As far as we're talking NBA, and looks like is Sheedy on here?
The East will be okay. I think the Nets will do really well.
Show your face.
Sheedy.
Show your face.
If Kyrie can stay healthy. They have some great coaching opportunities for them, but I think the East is still going to be hard. I agree that the Bucks are done because they're not going to have enough firepower to defend against the Nets. I also believe it's all about how you construct the roster. So what roster pieces and moves, Karis LeVert, up and coming, Spencer as well on the team. But those two bigs, DeAndre and Allen, one of them's going to have to go.
Yeah.
And one's going to be a trade. Just not only just because of the team, but just how the NBA is structured now. You really have like a true maybe center big man, and then you have like a power forward that's coming off the bench to replace him. So interesting to see where that'll go moving forward.
Yeah, make room on that Sixers bandwagon, that slander Sixers bandwagon, because I'm definitely with you on this one with this Daryl Morey hire.
38ers, as he says.
Yes.
They may be 5th seed next year. May, and that's pushing.
All right, well, Skyler, take us to the NFL, brother.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, here we are with another segment of the NFL Pick'em game. So we're gonna start off with the first game of the week that we decided to choose. So we have the New Orleans Saints going against the Chicago Bears. The Bears did come off a pretty bad loss, in my opinion, to the LA Rams. Drew Brees and company, they've gotten on real recently. So the poll that you see there is Bears 67%. Jesus, it's a little high. And New Orleans Saints 33%. So I'm going to go in the order of Sharky, Tug, Trevor, and Sheedy. Tell me who y'all got winning this game.
Man, so you think I would learn my lesson picking against the Saints? But I haven't. The Bears, bear down, dog. Give me the Bears. I'm getting tired of Michael Thomas. I'm this close to cutting him for my fantasy team, bro, because I need that roster spot. I need this space.
I got rid of him.
Has he played this season?
No,
he gotta go. I'm sorry. He gotta go.
I thought he was suiting up Sunday.
I'm called Slant Man, and they did the same.
No, I'm definitely rolling with the Bears too. The Bears defense is better than the Saints offense, definitely without Slant Man. So the Bears defense, they've been really good. Saints, we could have definitely beat them last week, but it is what it is. So yeah, give me the Bears.
Oh man, I want to pick the Bears in this one because this game is in Chicago. And of course, we're around that time where it starts getting cold in Chicago, but Nick Foles, man, is their quarterback at this point, and he's coming off a terrible performance against the Rams. Of course, Khalil Mack is still a little banged up, so I don't know how strong their defense is going to be since they're not at full force. I'll be different. I'm actually going to go with the Saints in this one. To go along the lines 24-20.
I'm gonna keep it quick. Nick Foles struggling, y'all. Just want y'all to know that. That's y'all boy.
He got a ring though.
With that being said, he do. That being said, I'm going with the Bears, as Sharky would say. I think the Bears defense will carry them in Chicago. The Saints, I don't know what's going on with them and can't guard Mike. Some iffy going on with it. Something need to happen. Something need to happen there. So give me the Bears.
Apparently he can't be guarded now.
Right. By himself, right?
Yep.
Man, give me the Bears by 13.
By 13?
I agree. Yeah, I agree. Something's wrong with the Saints. The Saints are off. You're missing a receiver. He has not played this entire season. So something's going on in the water. They had enough to win last week, but I don't think they have enough to win this week. So give me the Bears at home for sure.
It sounded like you were singing there, brother.
Well, I tried.
It sounded like the Saints ain't marching in. It sounded like you were finna start singing.
Hey,
I'm actually gonna I'm gonna go with the mass on this. So I'm going Bears, but what Took said was, I mean, absolutely spot on. The Bears defense is better than the Saints offense at this point. If this game was in New Orleans, I would pick New Orleans, but because like Trevor said too, pretty sure it's about to start getting cold and windy in Chicago, and so y'all know me. Drew Brees to me don't look the same. What's wrong?
Little known fact, Alvin Kamara, the leading receiver. Lord have mercy.
That's not good.
He get his Christian McCaffrey on.
Who else
That's not good.
He get his T-Mac on.
Taysom Hill, apparently.
That was a troll, sorry. But no, Drew Brees, I think as much as we want to call him Slut Man, you kind of see what value he gave Drew Brees, because Drew Brees, in my opinion, hadn't looked as good or as efficient over the past couple of years, and I think that's probably due to Michael Thomas being out. So I'm only going Bears in this game just because they're at home, but I think it's going to be very low scoring. Give me 20-17.
Okay,
I can see that.
And the next game we have up, 1 second, is the San Francisco 49ers, who are trying to make a comeback in their division, going against that bad boy Russell Wilson in the Seattle Seahawks. So tell me who y'all got.
I told y'all the Cardinals are going to take care of them Seahawks last week. I told you. About blowout. Somebody y'all said a blowout. Man,
I didn't know how score that. That was it.
I said high scoring.
Shout out D-Hop.
That was on the pick I got right last week too. So yeah, so I had to brag a little bit. But give me Seahawks with this one. Similar to what y'all said about the Bears defense being better than the Saints offense. The Seahawks offense are better than the injury-riddled 49ers defense. And Cam Newton and the wide receivers in New England are not playing this week. This is Russell Wilson. Tyler Lockett missed the 16 catches. Tyler Lockett and DK Metcalf hawking Buda Baker down. DK Metcalf. Give me the Seahawks.
I'm gonna ride with you too, bro. Give me Seahawks by 2 touchdowns.
I think this game's gonna be a little bit closer than that. So right now they got the Seahawks favored by 3, but I'm gonna go just slightly above that. Give me Seahawks by a touchdown.
This is weird because, like Trevor said, they got them favored by 3. Usually the line's like 3.5 for the home team anyway. The fact that there's a half point gone is kind of weird. The Seahawks have a better team than the 49ers. I mean, at least right now, like health-wise. The Seahawks could have won that game last week against the Cardinals. I actually underestimated the Cardinals. My bad, Shark. That being said, yeah, give me the Seahawks again, just because I can't see a world where Russell Wilson is losing twice in a row to division teams. So give me the Seahawks.
Yeah, that's my other point too, is that there's two. Is the division team again? Russell Wilson track history, he doesn't lose twice, right?
Right.
That's a bad man MVP for sure. But Kyler Murray is coming up as well. I'm going to go against the odds. I'm going to choose the 49ers to win this game. And I got them winning by 3 at this game in Seattle.
You're making that because you're trying to make some money over there. That's all you're trying to do.
He's just trying to be different.
Trying to make some money. That's all.
He just want to be
Speaking of money, next game, but
enough money. We'll get to that here in a second. But I'm going big. I'm going Seattle big on this one. Russell Wilson is one of those quarterbacks to where he had a really good game, but he also had a couple of bad picks. And so quarterbacks like him, Aaron Rodgers or Tom Brady, quarterbacks like Patrick Mahomes falls on their list too. When they have a bad game, quote unquote, they typically follow that up the very next game with a very good game. So I don't expect Russell Wilson to throw any picks tomorrow during this. So give me Seahawks pretty big on this one because Jimmy Garoppolo ain't been looking that good. And then also shout out to the Seahawks for trading for Carlos Dunlap as well from the Cincinnati Bengals because Lord Jesus, they need a pass rush. So we'll move on to the big game of the week. You know what I'm saying? Game that and that Trevor and Sheedy and I got some money on. I got the Pittsburgh Steelers got a battle of the AFC North as you see up there. So you got Pittsburgh Steelers going against the Baltimore Ravens. This game is in Baltimore. This game has some cash money on the line. So tell me who y'all got winning this game.
Man, look at here. First off, shout out to the game last week between y'all and us. Very well played game. Became a well played game. The first half didn't look like it, but can't wait to see y'all again. But I'm with y'all this week. Please take care of the Ravens. Y'all are respectable opponents. I like playing against the Steelers. Steelers' tiny fan basis is very respectful. The Ravens are therefore disrespectful. They took us so lightly. Go ahead and take y'all lightly because y'all defense are about to smack Lamar Jackson down. Give me Steelers.
Woo! I like you talk, sir.
So this will probably be the first and possibly the last time for me doing this. This is one of those matchups. Again, if the Ravens got to prove to me you are Super Bowl worthy, this is that matchup. You got to figure out how you gonna win. I do have the Ravens winning the Super Bowl this year, but if this is the game because the Steelers defense, I did underrate them this season coming into the league. Not bad. Pimps messed up. So their defense is looking really good. Their defense is looking better than the Ravens offense. I mean, if we're being straight up, but I think I'm gonna go down with my pick for the Ravens to win the Super Bowl because this is that game to prove like what team you can be. Even if you lose, make it competitive. But in my honest heart, I don't think it's gonna be too competitive.
Woo! Don't talk like that, sir.
I mean, this is to be straight up. You know, I'm gonna roll with them. This that game that I need to see what y'all made of.
Hey,
like the way you talk.
I learned my lesson about the competitiveness with them. I thought last week after the first half, it was over. So
look, I learned my lesson after the Browns game. Okay, look, I'm good. I don't want to pick against the Steelers at any point in the season. Trust me.
I'm saying the Steelers not to make games competitive, even if they're blowing from somebody out or getting blown out. It's gonna be competitive somehow.
Okay. At that point,
breaking news, real quick. Memphis did get a stop on third down.
I just saw it.
All right. That's what's up.
And muff the point. The point.
I like how y'all just stopped.
Hey, game on now.
Game is on. That's probably
go ahead, Trevor.
Tiger fans, baby. I love it.
This Baltimore Ravens team, of course, we all know how good they are. We know this is a big divisional matchup. But their offense is placated on the run, and Lamar Jackson has not looked that great this season, running the ball or passing the ball. Mark Ingram, I don't even know what's going on with Mark Ingram, who's looked terrible this season. I get it. They're coming off of a bye week, basically with 2 weeks to prepare for the Steelers. The Steelers now have the number one rushing attack. I mean, number one defensive guards are rushing in the league right now. So Baltimore can't run the ball. I don't see how Lamar Jackson is going to actually beat us because he's going to have to throw for at least 300 to do it. And if Pittsburgh can have a game similar to what they had against Tennessee and they're able to jump out to a comfortable lead against the Ravens, I don't see us having too many problems in that category. So I'm actually going to pick the Steelers. Of course, this is a divisional game, and this is Baltimore-Pittsburgh, so of course it's going to be close. So give me the Steelers. I'm going to go 27-24. Steelers by 3.
So one, I'm picking Pittsburgh, just so y'all know. No secret about that. but for one, Baltimore has not looked good, to be honest. They're what 4-2, something like that. 5-1, one of them. I don't know.
5-1.
But Lamar Jackson,
they're like the Bears, basically. They're 5-1.
Right. But Lamar Jackson is your leading rusher. That's not a good formula for long-term success in the NFL. They can't run the ball, honestly. They're one of the better run teams last year, but they cannot run the ball with their running backs. I'm not sure what's going on with that. Pittsburgh got the best rush defense in the league. That bodes well for winning football games. And you want Lamar Jackson to throw the ball down the field in order for them to win. But they haven't been good doing that either. So with the game being in Baltimore and with it being a divisional matchup, it will be close. But I think close for me is like a 10-point win. I think that Pittsburgh wins 30-20. I am keeping my eye on Big Ben because, like I said before, I think Big Ben will be the difference between this team going to the Super Bowl and this team might be going home early one way or another. But Big Ben has got to do his part this week. If he don't do his part this week, I mean, he's just exposing himself as need to be gone as soon as possible. So give me Steelers 30-20.
I was baffled that Trevor took so long to pick the Steelers. We all knew you were picking the Steelers.
Right. He said, actually.
Yeah, actually.
I was all like, really? You got to make it though.
I had to make a point because last week I picked the Steelers just out of straight fandom, and then that's how Tunica Trevor was going. So hey,
I got you. Tunica Trevor. I have to say these are the best two statistically, these are the best two defenses playing right now, and their divisional opponents as well. So it's going both for a great game. Of course, I'm going to go with my pick with the Ravens to win this game. I don't. Mark Ingram, you're right, hasn't showed up. I don't even know. He hasn't shown up since at least last year-ish, if not Alabama. And so it's been a while for him. But I look forward to the Ravens winning. They are with Jim Harbaugh 9-3 after a bye. And so I'm going to take this as 10-3 afterwards and give me the Ravens. I don't have a score. I just think a tough divisional game like this, maybe 7, maybe 3, maybe 10. With the way that they play. As a matter of fact, it's a tied series, I think, for the past all the time. The thing is 22-22. So I look forward to the Ravens now being 23-22.
Actually, to your point, I was about to mention how good this rivalry has been since the year 2000. The Pittsburgh Steelers have won 22 games. The Baltimore Ravens have won 22 games. Pittsburgh has averaged 19.4 points per game during this series. Baltimore has averaged 20 points a game this year. So that's how close this rivalry has been. I'm one of those people that I believe this is the best rivalry in the National Football League.
It is.
Hold on, which one better?
Here's my point. Who playing at night? Who playing during the day? Rest my case.
Who should be playing at night and who should be playing?
Who is?
You know they play twice.
He talking about them Eagles
and Cowboys.
And Cowboys.
But at the end of the day, I think what y'all have said.
Keep going,
I think what y'all have said, Lamar Jackson has not looked well. He has not looked good. Dan Orlowski, I watched him break down film of how Pittsburgh defended Lamar Jackson, and I think ever since then, everybody has kind of had that same blueprint, which is stack the box and then make him throw outside. And I think Pittsburgh is one of the best in the league at doing it. They have a really good front seven, led by Stephon Tuitt, Cam Hayward, Bud Dupree, and TJ Watt. I'm still a little concerned that Bud Dupree is now out, and then I think his backup is now out too. But I think Hilton comes back. So I think they're going to play really well as far as the defense is concerned. Lamar Jackson, when he played this defense last year, had 3 picks against this defense. So I don't think he'll do well this game either, but I think he'll do enough to actually win. I'm only picking the Ravens because they're on a bye. Pittsburgh came off a really tough loss. I know. Plus, Baltimore's at home. The way the series is always split, Baltimore wins at home, Pittsburgh wins at home. I'm actually picking the Ravens in this game.
I respect it.
Yeah, I'm
fair. They come off a tough loss though.
I mean, tough win. Tough win.
They want that tough. They want that tough.
You picked
who? I'm picking Baltimore.
I got crossed over, bro. Hit me with that. My ankle snatched.
The show's called Let's Be Real. I know I got money on this game, and I actually think if it weren't for the Baltimore being at home, I would pick Pittsburgh. But it's the fact that Baltimore home, and the reason it's always split is because Baltimore wins at home, Pittsburgh wins at home.
So you're expecting to lose money. You're anticipating losing money.
The bet is
money will be won in the home game. That's what you're saying.
I'm sorry.
Oh, okay.
Explain the bet. The bet is that they will sweep us.
Yeah.
Oh,
that's why we have a bet.
Gotcha. Okay, I was about to say. Okay.
Way to remember that bet, because we got Halloween today. It's a full moon for the next couple of days. Like, I know people energy different, so you kind of sound a little off there. But
I'm excited for this game, though.
Yeah, me too.
The game that should be played at night. The game should be played at night.
But it's not.
And now for bonus coverage for the game that you don't want to talk about, Mr. Eagles and Cowboy fan on this podcast. Who winning that game tomorrow? Are y'all watching the game for one?
I appreciate the captain on that one because I wanted to put that game on here.
No,
it's bonus coverage. No, you picking. You picking.
Okay, I get my spiel then. So I intentionally formatted my I Don't Know Sports Pod tomorrow around wanting to watch the game at 7:00. I'm not even watching the game to be like, yes, beat the Cowboys. I'm watching the game to say, Carson, just be competent, please. Just be competent. This is the easiest secondary you're gonna have all season. We getting Jalen Reagor back. Dallas Goedert has been activated today as of like 5 minutes ago. So you got your weapons. There are zero excuses. He's been playing good for the past couple of weeks in terms of fantasy. Took what's up, but. But I'm still kind of this is the like kind of how Skylar said, this is the kind of game that the Eagles would probably lose when you should win. It's Halloween. I'm getting haunted by Joe Webb, the Minnesota Vikings third string quarterback that beat us in Philadelphia on Sunday Night Football. It was all bad. Ben DiNucci though, I saw him last week. He ain't it. So there's no way that Dallas should win this game. I got the Eagles winning very comfortably, but I still am kind of scared.
If y'all lose to Ben DiNucci, y'all should be kicked out the league.
I agree. I agree. No arguments here.
I want to make a bet with you, bro. If y'all lose to the all-ass Cowboys to a third stringer, you can't say nothing. Everything that you say about the Eagle is null and void for this season and next season.
It's null and void now, in my opinion.
He's been saying that.
It's null and void now.
Me and Shark are the ones holding on to this.
Right.
Exactly.
I have not talked about the Eagles on I Don't Know Sports for a very long time for a very good reason.
I need y'all to join his bandwagon because this is. If they don't win, I'm laughing. But I'll be laughing with you, so it's like it won't even hurt. It'll suck.
Look, the only thing I'm looking forward to tomorrow is seeing my young receivers go make plays. That's all I want to see. I want to see us win, of course, but I just want y'all to see y'all make plays. We can win in the ugliest way. So
come on, head coach.
All right.
I got the headset on, so
All right, we're a Cowboy fan.
Yeah, and he's got the hood on as well. Man, you would be stupid to pick the Cowboys to win this game. Absolutely stupid. The only way we win this game is if Ezekiel Elliott doesn't drop the ball and we run for 60 minutes and don't give Carson Wentz the ball. So the Eagles win the game. Like there's not even a discussion. I hate that it's a Sunday night game, but they're giving us our props because we are the better rivalry game before the season began. I wish I'll put it like later in time, but it is what it is. But yeah, I think the Eagles win this by 20, to be honest, because we can't stop COVID, and we definitely, can't even play offense. So no,
because you're not making the rest of us pick this game, are you?
No.
Because we have better things to do with our life,
right? But speaking of Ezekiel and fumbling, I just got a troll an idea that came to my mind right before we end the show. Okay. Or get this scooting with Sheedy. It's not really even trolling. No, it's really a pick 'em. Who fumbled the bag the most? Daniel Jones, Ezekiel Elliott, or Earl Watson?
Hold on.
Say that again.
Who's fumbled? Who's worse? Who's the worst at fumbling? Ezekiel Elliott, Daniel Jones, or Earl Watson?
Daniel Jones.
For those who don't know, bring to the light Earl Watson. But for those that don't know. Bring to the light for those that are watching.
Bring to the light. You go and go too.
Pretty much he's the idiot that left me the girl of my dreams. And I appreciate him for him. If y'all watch Colin Coward, Joy Taylor, she is beautiful and she loves sports and she can be my next wife if I meet her. You know what I'm saying? But he had the chance to marry her. And I don't know what happened. I'm not going to get into personal business, but I thank God that it happened. I do. So of course I wouldn't even say he fumbled the bag. Give me. It's not even Danny Dimes. It's your boy Jeans. He fumbled the ball. He fumbled the bag. So we gonna put a flash on it. We're gonna find a flash and we're gonna put both of them on. They both fumbled the bag.
This gonna be a Twitter poll. This gonna be a Twitter poll.
Hey, Earl Watson, it is what it is, and I appreciate you fumbling, but it's not a bad fumble because you left it for me. But Danny and James, y'all lost this one, bro.
Anybody else got anything?
I want revision. We should, Mr. Jeans.
We got covered.
Come on, there we go.
Daniel Jones has 23 fumbles in 20 games, man.
That's terrible.
Basically, bro, like I don't know, like we're in the NFC East, right? We're in the NFC East, right? So I don't know. I don't know if y'all played the Giants recently, played Daniel Jones recently or whatever. But there's literally at some point in every game where the broadcaster will say, "Well, we're just waiting to see when he's going to fumble," and literally. Daniel Jones fumbled like on the last possession against the Eagles. It was like a guarantee. It's like Texas.
I got it.
Good one.
I got it, y'all. I got it.
I literally asked before their last possession. I said, "Daniel Jones fumbled."
Tunica Trevor.
Take Trevor Tunica. He also said Steven Gostkowski they were gonna win off of this field goal from Gostkowski last week. And I thought about that the whole last possession. I hate y'all.
All I need now is for the Eagles to make the playoffs and beat the Bears. And we're going to tell them.
Man, I want us to not make the playoffs for that reason. I don't want Trevor to be right just because it's spooky. It's spooky, man. It's spooky.
I got a name for Daniel Jones, bro, because we're not finna call him Danny Dimes on here. We're gonna simply call him Sonic because when he get hit, he lose all his dimes. His name is Sonic from this point on. Danny Dimes, no. James, we gotta have on the next podcast, and Sonic is his name.
Sonic.
Y'all saw how fast he
we
ran.
need the sound effect. We need the sound effect, bro.
Him losing the ring.
Y'all saw how fast he was running too. Like, come on, man.
Rings just popping out.
And then just fell out of nowhere. But it is what it is.
But I'm sorry, with Earl Watson, I mean, people lose women every day, B. But Daniel Jones, he's fumbling at an amazing rate. It is astounding. Like I said, when you hear the broadcaster, well, it's gonna happen at some point, and it just happens. It's amazing.
Sheedy.
Thank you for bringing up that stat. A franchise quarterback average 1 turnover per game as a fumble. I don't even want to look at his interceptions, TD ratio. But I know Staj is about to pull it up now. To me, I mean, to me, the one that hurt the most, of course, the Cowboys fan is Ezekiel Elliott fumbling, because at this point we've paid so many millions of dollars, and I needed you to carry us. And you needed to carry the ball, and you dropped it. And then it just went to the psyche too, and you could just see he's downplayed the entire time since then. To the point about Earl, bad ones get let go all the time. And Daniel,
17 in his career,
17
interceptions. Yep.
Daniel,
he got more fumbles than picks.
More fumbles than
touchdowns. He has 26.
So he at least one and one.
He has 26 touchdowns but 23 fumbles. That's not good. That's not good.
I was only looking at that TD interception ratio.
Yeah.
Hey, Trevor, he gonna have by the end of the season, it's gonna be the opposite. He's gonna have less touchdowns.
You need to have less minutes. He should have been drafted to the Giants, and they should have got my boy Dwayne and gave him a chance. But it is what
I'm happy Dwayne ain't there.
Yeah, I say it'll be much.
I'm happy Dwayne ain't there.
Didn't Jones throw like 6 picks in a college game before?
Yes.
Yep.
I was like, why did he get drafted? I don't know. I'm getting too deep to Daniel Jones. It's too much time on him.
Eli.
Sheedy, you ugly.
What Sheedy saying plus Eli. That's just
Jesus Christ.
All right, Sheedy. End us off, Sheedy.
We got class at 7 period. Hold on, man.
I gotta go to work.
I gotta leave my girlfriend, man. Hold on, man.
Real quick.
I gotta be at work.
Real quick, because next time we'll be on here, we have a new president. So very, very quick.
Yes. And so I will bring that to light really quickly. I apologize about my tardiness. Thank you guys for me. You're right. Still allowing me this time, but I'll be quick because, like I said, I believe all of us have really already voted. But I just want to talk about issues as to why, right? And in order to do that, we have to make sure that class is in session. So first, I want to just put the numbers out there, right? We all know this. About 1/3 of us that look like us on this podcast have been incarcerated, right? Or incarceration in regards to some pettiness, so to speak. I did some research. When you take out those crimes are like murder, statutory rape, those things like that. And you look at more of the, I say, petty crimes, such as drug and things like that. It's 72%. So 72% of the people that look like us are arrested because of that. Whereas their colleagues or counterparts don't get that same treatment, right? What this leads me to is to tell you, of those people, those 1/3 people that look like us, they can't vote. They can't make those decisions to make those changes and say that we cannot be locked up anymore for the narcotics or what have you. And so I want to bring light to that first, just to make sure, hey, listen, if you can vote, go vote. The only thing that should be keeping you from voting is God putting you on your deathbed, to be honest. Go and vote, because there are people out here that have lost that opportunity to vote that I wish could be able to do so, such as us 1/3 of us that are incarcerated right now. Of course, those numbers are staggering the other way. Now, I'll switch gears and talk about the administration as is right now. Can someone tell me, I'm going to give you a number. The first number is 32. Can everybody come off mute and say 32 for a second?
32.
32. Thank you. 32.
32.
It took the GOP, which is our government, 32 days to confirm Amy Coney Barrett, I believe is her name, as the Supreme Court Justice. 32. When really that process is much longer for those that actually know the judicial system. All right. Come off mute, and I want you to say 53.
53.
53.
53.
53. 5-3. 41 plus 12. 53. That's how many days it took for them to pass a tax cut that is worth $1.9 trillion. That's going to be support of those that are in the 1 percentile, which are the super rich. 53. Wait a minute, though. Let's never forget why Black Lives Matter. Come off mute and say 90.
90.
90. Kind of the equivalent of like 3 months, would you say, right? Because the average is about 30 days a month. 90 days since they let expanded unemployment benefits expire for millions of Americans. 3 months. 3 months that people that look like us aren't getting the relief that they need because they've been left off their job. Not including those that are losing work and stuff based upon the hurricane. So I don't have those numbers yet. But if you all remember, because I'm not from Memphis, but what Hurricane Katrina did for not just New Orleans, but the surrounding areas to put poverty back into Memphis, to Houston, to Dallas, and those surrounding areas, it's coming back. And so for us to not expand our unemployment benefits for the past 90 days, that's 3 months, but we can find a Supreme Court justice within 32 days. We can make tax cuts for those that are in the 1 percentile that we will never know their name and never see them again in our lives in 53 days, excuse me. But we can't get down to the nitty gritty, which is the people that really build up our economy. That's a shame. And this is the reason why I want you guys to understand, not you all, but everyone that's listening, you all to understand, it's not about your president. It's not about him. It's about your senators. It's about your city councilmen. It's about your governor. Speaking of that, even one of the senators for Georgia, if you guys remember, I did bring up this story. The senator for Georgia, right, was saying, "Oh, we don't need face masks, we good." But the mayor of Atlanta, who was a Black female, was saying, "No, y'all need to cover up." And there was a battle between those two. The same man that gave tax cuts 4 times in his time so far. The same man who's giving loopholes to insurance companies to make sure if you had diabetes or if you had high blood sugar, you cannot get health insurance. That's the senator, one of the senators that are in Georgia. This is what you got to pay attention to, ladies and gentlemen. It's not just Donald Trump, Mike Pence, the COVID buddies. It's more and it's bigger than that. So hopefully, as you all continue to do your research about why Black Lives Matter, understand why your vote matters, and understand why there's 1/3 of us Black men that can't vote. So we need you to get up off your ass and vote, unless you have done it already. And if you have, let's celebrate on November 3rd. And if you haven't, get your ass up and get there by November 3rd. And also keep in mind, Now, listen to me this on this as well. We're not going to have a true winner as of November 3rd. And the reason why is because they're allowing mail-in ballots as long as they are postmarked by November 3rd to still count up until November 10th.
Wow.
Okay.
So keep that in mind as a loophole that either presidential candidate can use as well, as we're still waiting for, whatever results there may be. But I thank you for your time. I thank you for your coming off mute and engaging with me. And I just want to make sure that we still understand why Black Lives Matter and why our vote matters. And until next time, class is dismissed.
All right. Appreciate
Yeah,
that.
brother.
Appreciate that, man.
Good shit.
I bring them numbers in, bro, for real.
Like I said, get out y'all behinds and vote. Tuesday. See y'all Wednesday night for the initial results.
It's gonna be a good night, man. That's gonna be man.
It's gonna be interesting week next week. All right. Next time, about to catch this rest of this Tigers Bearcats game.